A Shadow Called Love, a Morntag Dragons and Kingdoms short story by Annabel Raven. Read by Grace Noble and Beau Thomas. Chapter 1. Noallia. 5 years after the events in Prologue of A Dragon Inside. 535 years before the events in Chapter 1 of A Dragon Inside. 36 years before Solvar's founding. I hooked my toe under a knot in the branch I stood on, knocked an arrow in my bow, pointed it at the man on the path 8 feet below me, and pulled back the bowstring. I was good. The best, really. But even I couldn't draw a string in perfect silence. I thought the chatter of birds around us and the crunch of leaves under his boots would have covered the sound. But he froze instantly and raised his gaze, scanning the canopy until his eyes landed on me. I wanted to curse, but instead I set my jaw and called out, "Trespasser!" He raised his hands in submission, but I didn't like how close that put one of them to the hilt of the broadsword strapped to his back. "I've come peacefully," he called back. I snorted. Peacefully, with a sword as tall as I was, and 6 more knives strapped to his legs and waist. And that was just what I could see. At least I had the advantage of being in the trees with my bow drawn already. "You can leave peacefully then," I bit out. "If you turn around now and do not touch your weapons." A smile grew across his chiseled face, stretching to the long, almost white hair that framed it. "Might I have the privilege of addressing Noallia of the Mountains, Sword of the Cliffs, Dragon-favored Defender of the Hills, Sun-kissed Beauty of the Dawn?" I winced. "I should shoot you now for the absurdity of those names." He spread his hands farther apart, as if he knew I was watching how close they got to his sword. "But I didn't invent the names." A smirk flitted across his too handsome face. "At least not most of them. You're a legend, and I've come here looking for you." I didn't know what he wanted, but I would not risk my people for his nonsense. "Unfortunately for you, legends only live in stories. Go home, so you can survive long enough to tell another one." He tipped his head at me. "Would you come down here, so we can have a conversation without death threats?" I pulled the bowstring tighter. "Not likely." His eyes flicked to my fingers, far more aware of the small movement than I'd expected from most men. "I haven't even drawn a knife," he drawled, his arms still outstretched. "Would it kill you to lower the arrow?" I kept it pointed at him. "You're lucky I haven't released it yet." He sighed. "I suppose we'll just have to talk like this then." He bowed slowly, keeping his hands away from his weapons. "My name is Amory, Rayan of the Basin Edge tribe, and I'd like to ask you to marry me."